Islam. It is June the 28th, 2018. I'll be continuing where I left off on chapter 11, Hud, section 6, history of Salih, verse 61. And to Thamud we sent their brother Salih. He said, O my people, serve Allah. Oh wait, it's Salih. O my people, serve Allah, and you have no God other than Him. He brought you forth from the earth and made you dwell in it. So ask forgiveness of Him, then turn to Him. Surely my Lord is nigh, answering. They said, O Salih, thou wast among us a center of our hopes. Before this, dost thou forbid us to worship our fathers' worship? And surely we are in grave doubt about that to which thou callest us. He said, O my people, see you if I have clear proof from my Lord, and He has granted me mercy from Himself. Who will then help me against Allah if I disobey Him? So you would add to me naught but perdition. And O my people, this is Allah's she-camel, a sign for you. So leave her to pasture on Allah's earth, and touch her not with evil, lest the near chastisement overtake you. But they hamstrung her, so He said, Enjoy yourselves in your houses for 3 days. That is a promise not to be rebellious. So when our commandment came to pass, we saved Salih and those who believed with him by mercy from us, from the disgrace of that day. Surely thy Lord, He is the strong, the mighty. And the cry overtook those who did wrong. They were motionless bodies in their abodes. And though they had never dwelt therein, now surely Thamud disbelieved in their Lord. So away with Thamud. Section 7. Abraham and Lot. And certainly our messengers came to Abraham with good news. They said, Peace, peace, said he. And he made no delay in bringing a roasted cow. But when he saw that their hands reached not to it, he mistrusted them and conceived fear of them. They said, Fear not, we have been sent to Lot's people. And his wife was standing by, so she wondered. Then we gave her the good news of Isaac, and beyond Isaac of Jacob. She said, O wonder, shall I bear a son when I am an extremely old woman, and this my husband an extremely old man? This is a wonderful thing indeed. They said, Wonderest thou at Allah's commandment, the mercy of Allah, and His blessing on you, O people of the house. Surely He is praised, glorious. So when fear departed from Abraham, and good news came to him, he began to plead with us for Lot's people. Surely Abraham was forbearing, tender-hearted, oft returning to Allah. O Abraham, cease from this. Surely the decree of thy Lord has gone forth, that there must come to them a chastisement, and cannot be averted. And when our messengers came to Lot, he was grieved for them, and he was unable to protect them, and said, This is a distressful day. And his people came to him, as if driven on towards him, and they were used to the doings of evil deeds before. He said, O my people, these are my daughters, they are pure for you. So guard against the punishment of Allah, and disgrace me not about my guests, and there not among you any right-minded man. They said, Certainly thou knowest that we have no claim on thy daughters, and thou knowest what we desire. He said, Would that I had the power to repel you. Rather, I shall have recourse to a strong support. They said, O Lot, we are the messengers of thy Lord. They shall not reach thee, so travel with thy people for a part of the night, and let none of you turn back, except thy wife. Surely whatsoever befalls them shall befall her. Surely their appointed time is the morning, is not the morning nigh. So when our decree came to pass, we turned them upside down, and rained on them stones, as decreed, one after another, marked for punishment with thy Lord, and it is not far off from the wrongdoers. Section 8. History of Shuaib. And to Midian we sent their brother Shuaib. He said, O my people, serve Allah. You have no other. You have no other God save Him. Save Him, and give not short measure and weight. I see you in prosperity, and I fear for you the chastisement of an all-encompassing day. And O my people, give full measure and weight justly, and defraud not men of their things, and act not corruptly in the land, making mischief. What remains with Allah is better for you, if you are believers, and I am not a keeper over you. They said, O Shu'aib, does thy prayer enjoin thee that we should forsake what our fathers worship, or that we should not do what we please with regard to our property? Forsooth thou art the forbearing, the right directing one. He said, O my people, see you if I have a clear proof from my Lord, and He has given me a goodly sustenance from Himself. And I desire not to act in opposition to you, in that which I forbid you. I desire nothing but reform, so far as I am able, and with none but Allah is the direction of my affair to a right issue. In Him I trust, and to Him I turn. And O my people, let not opposition to me make you guilty, so that there may befall you the like of that which befell the people of Noah, or the people of Hud, or the people of Salih. Nor are the people of Lot far off from you. And ask forgiveness of your Lord, then turn to Him. Surely my Lord is merciful, loving, kind. They said, O Shu'aib, we understand not much of what thou sayest, and surely we see thee to be weak among us, and there is not for thy family. We should surely stone thee, and thou art not mighty against us. He said, O my people, is my family more esteemed by you than Allah, and you neglect Him as a thing cast behind your backs? Surely my Lord encompasses what you do. And O my people, act according to your ability. I too am acting. You will come to know soon who it is on who will light the punishment that will disgrace him, and who it is that is a liar. And watch, surely I too am watching with you. And when our decree came to pass, we delivered Shu'aib and those who believed with him by mercy from us. And the cry overtook those who were iniquitous, so they were motionless bodies in their abodes, as though they had never dwelt in them. So away with Midian, just as Thamud perished. Section 9. The iniquitous and the righteous. And certainly we sent Moses with our signs and a clear authority to Pharaoh and his chiefs, but they followed the bidding of Pharaoh, and Pharaoh's bidding was not right directly. He will lead his people on the day of resurrection and bring them down to the fire, and evil the place to which they are brought. If they are overtaken by a curse in this world, and on the day of resurrection, evil the gift which shall be given. This is an account of the towns which we relate to thee. Of them are some that stand, and the others mown down. And we wronged them not, but they wronged themselves. And their gods, whom they called upon besides Allah, availed them not, when the decree of thy Lord came to pass, and they added to them naught but ruin. And such is the punishment of thy Lord. And when he punishes the towns while they are iniquitous, surely his punishment is painful, severe. Surely there is a sign in this for him who fears the chastisement of the hereafter. That is a day on which people will be gathered together, and that is a day to be witnessed. And we delay it not before an appointed term. On the day when it comes, no soul will speak except by his permission. So some of them will be unhappy and others happy. And as for those who are unhappy, they will be in the fire. For them therein will be sighing and groaning, abiding therein so long as the heavens and the earth endure, except as thy Lord please. Surely thy Lord is doer of what he intends. And as for those who are made happy, they will be in the garden abiding therein so long as the heavens and the earth endure, except as thy Lord please, a gift never to be cut off. So be not thou in doubt as to that which these worship. They worship only as their fathers worshipped before, and surely we shall pay them in full their due undiminished. Section 10. Believers comfort to. And we certainly gave the book to Moses, but differences arose therein, and had not a word gone forth from thy Lord, the matter would have been decided between them. And there are surely a disquieting doubt about it. Thy Lord will surely pay back to all their deeds in full. He indeed is aware of what they do. Continue then in the right way, as thou art commanded, and also should those who turn to Allah with thee, and be not inordinate. O men, surely he is seer of what you do. And incline not to those who do wrong, lest the fire touch you. And you have no protectors besides Allah, then you would not be helped. And keep up prayer at the two ends of the day and the first hours of the night. Surely good deeds take away evil deeds. This is a reminder for the mindful. And be patient, for surely Allah wastes not the reward of the doers of good. Why were there not then among the generations before you those possessing understanding, forbidding mischief in the earth, except a few among them whom we delivered? And the unjust pursued the enjoyment of plenty, and they were guilty. And thy Lord would not destroy the towns unjustly, while their people acted well. And if thy Lord had pleased, he would have made people a single nation, and they ceased not to differ, except those on whom thy Lord has mercy. And for this did he create them. And the word of thy Lord is fulfilled. I shall fill hell with jinn and men altogether, and all we relate to thee of the account of the messengers is to strengthen thy heart therewith. And in this has come to thee the truth and the admonition and the reminder for the believers. And say to those who believe not, act according to your power. Surely we too are acting. And wait, surely we are waiting also. And Allah is the unseen in the heavens and the earth, and to him the whole affair will be returned. So serve him and put thy trust in him, and thy Lord is not heedless of what you do. It's long. And that was the rest of chapter 11, Hud. Next, I'll be reading chapter, what was it, 27? Yes, 27, Circle 7 Quran. The holy unity of the rich and the poor. The man to whom Allah hath given riches, and blessed with a high mind of employ, then aright, is peculiarly favored and highly distinguished. He looketh on his wealth with pleasure, because it affordeth him the means to do good. He protecteth the poor that are injured. He suffereth not the mighty to oppress the weak. He seeketh out objects of compassion. He inquireth into their wants. He relieveth them with judgments and without obstination. He assisteth and rewardeth merit. He encourageth ingenuity, and liberally promoteth every useful design. He carrieth his own great works. His country is enriched, and the labor is employed. He formeth new schemes, and the arts receive improvement. He considers the superfluities of his table as belonging to the poor of his neighborhood, and he defraudeth them not. The benevolence of his mind is not checked by his fortune. He rejoiceth therefore in riches, and his joy is blameless. But woe unto him that heapeth up wealth in abundance, and rejoiceth alone in the possession thereof, that grindeth the face of the poor, and consider not the sweat of their brows. He driveth on oppression without feeling. The ruin of his brother disturbeth him not. The tears of the orphan he drinketh as milk. The cries of the widow are music to his ears. His heart hardened with the love of wealth. No grief or distress can make impression upon it. But the curse of iniquity pursueth him. He liveth in continual fear. The anxiety of his mind and the rapacious desires of his own soul take vengeance upon him for the calamities he has brought upon others. Oh, what are the miseries of poverty in comparison with the gnawings of this man's heart? Let the poor man comfort himself, yes, rejoice, for he hath many reasons. He sitteth down to his morsel in peace. His table is not crowded with flatterers and devourers. He is not embarrassed with the train of dependents, nor teased with the clamors of solicitations. Debarred from the dainties of the rich, he escapeth also their diseases. The bread that he eateth is not so sweet to his taste. The water he drinketh is not so pleasant to his thirst. Yea, far more delicious water than the richest draughts of the luxurious. His labor preserveth his health, and procureth him a repose, to which the downy bed of sloth is a stranger. He limiteth his desires with humility, and the calm of contentment is sweeter to his soul than all the acquirements of wealth and grandeur. Let not the rich therefore presume on his riches, nor the poor in his poverty yield to the despondents. For the providence of Allah dispenseth happiness to them both. This long. That was chapter 27 of the Second Sacred Quran. And finally, I'll be reading from the United States Constitution. Where was I at? I'll read all of Article 3. Article 3, Section 1. The judicial power of the United States shall be vested in one Supreme Court, and in such inferior courts as the Congress may from time to time ordain and establish. The judges both of the Supreme and inferior courts shall hold their offices during good behavior, and shall at stated times receive for their services a compensation, but shall not be diminished during the continuance in office. The judicial power shall extend to all cases in law and equity arising under this Constitution, the laws of the United States and the treaties made, or which shall be made, under their authority, to all cases affecting ambassadors, other public ministers and consuls, to all cases of admiralty and maritime jurisdiction, to controversies to which the United States shall be a party, to controversies between two or more states, between a state and the citizens of another state, between citizens of different states, between citizens of the same state claiming lands and under grants of different states, and between a state or the citizens thereof, and foreign states, citizens or subjects. In all cases affecting ambassadors, other public ministers and consuls, and those in which a state shall be party and Supreme Court shall have original jurisdiction. In all other cases before mentioned, the Supreme Court shall have appellate jurisdiction, both as to law and fact, with such exceptions, and under such regulations as the Congress shall make. The trial of crimes, except in cases of impeachment, shall be by jury. And such trial shall be held in the state where the said crime shall have been committed, but when not committed within any state, the trial shall be at such place or places as the Congress made by law hath directed. Section 3. Treason against the United States shall consist only in levying war against them, or in adhering to their enemies, giving them aid and comfort. No person shall be convicted of treason unless the testimony of 2 witnesses in the same overt act or a confession in open court. The Congress shall have power to declare the punishment of treason, but no attainder of treason shall wear corruption of blood or forfeiture except during the life of the person attainted. That was all of Article 3 of the Organic Constitution. And that'll be all for today.